We grow.
Money reflects our consciousness and our relationship with the light.
Money reflects. This is from Kabbalah. Kabbalah.com.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And this is them hiding it. This is the watered down version.
We need to, this is a public website. We need to take some of this as like, this is why they're successful.
That's correct. The second one is correct.
Imagination is the greatest tool that the light has given us because with it, we touch the flawless universe. What is the light? It's like God. Why? I met a voodoo witch priestess in Haiti just like 2 days ago.
Here?
In Haiti, when I was in Haiti.
Bro, they actually know what they're doing out there.
They do.
It's insane.
They interpret dreams. They know when people die before they die.
Yeah.
They're able to talk to the dead. And I was telling someone in my family about this. I'm like, this is straight up satanic witchcraft. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm like, if you're literally speaking to demons, if you're trying to speak to the dead and spirits, that's exactly what Satanism is all about. Yeah. They bury things in the ground. They do the rituals. None of it has to do with Christianity. Like, oh, it's a religion. Yes, Satanism is a religion too. It's okay to call it what it is. Yeah. Voodoo is satanic. Yeah, I don't know why they get offended by that. All the logos. Let me finish that. All the logos in the airport. I want to pull up when you make your point. All the logos are Freemason logos.
What?
Yes, but what you were saying. Voodoo.
Yeah, basically in the frequency of faith and alchemy, fire is inspiration, water is feeling, earth is sensation, and air is thinking. But how they invert it is they actually grab soil, fire. So they do fire, soil for their rituals. They bring water. They literally do materialistic rituals on earth. And it's insane.
Because they're using the material of earth in order to get material things in this life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally like the practice of doing a ritual that prioritizes this life instead of the next. Yeah. Trying to like, and some of these people, Arabs saw them where they have bullet holes in their body. They're able to, they wrap like handkerchiefs around the gun. When they kill a gang member, they take his handkerchief and put it around their gun. Yeah. And then they kill someone else, and then a cop kills a gang member. He takes his gun with the handkerchief, ties it around, because you're trying to use the spirit of all the previous people, all the previous murders to become stronger.
Yeah, it's actually incredible how effective and how many celebrities go see these witch doctors. And it's funny because these witch doctors, they're so cursed, their bloodlines are so fucked up that they never actually gain wealth for themselves. It's only for celebrities that visit them. These witch
So why do they do that?
They're very cursed. They can't become like millionaires themselves.
There you go. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is literally in the airport.
Oh, wow.
This is in the airport in
And
Haiti.
the cross, that is undeniable.
Cross on the top. I saw one exactly like this. And I was pointing to, I'm like, look at this one.
Oh, you guys don't hide it at all.
Not at all. I was telling my mom, like, this is straight up Satanism. She's like, no, shh. I'm like, look at the art. This is hanging up in the airport in Haiti.
Yeah.
In the airport, the international airport.
Look at the Dalai Lama flag. I forget his nation. What the fuck was it?
Tibet.
There it is. Right? It's a Masonic flag.
Why? Because it's worshiping the Saturn? Sun god?
Yeah, this is all Masonic symbolism of pretty much the yin and yang is the pairing of opposites. So when the male and the female is really the objective energy and subjective energy, and this is where genius comes from, right? And it's basically having an objective experience, like, whoa, like feeling all-knowing, with your subjective, I am me, but I am all. And these people actually achieve like these solar states. But look at the Albanian flag too.
You know, it's funny too. We were talking the other day about how all tattoos are satanic. And I think back now, like before I look at Albanian flag, everything I have is satanic unintentionally.
Well, no. You can make anything satanic. Anything. Anything.
Even everything I have here, like this is the Filipino sun, which is like.
How's that satanic?
Well, doesn't it go back to worshiping the sun god?
No.
Isn't this a pagan ritual?
No, if you love sunlight because God put it here, that's not satanic.
I know it wasn't intentional, but I'm saying like there's ties to it. Or even like
gone too far
the Japanese dragon I have, doesn't this look like the snake that tempted Adam and Eve? Or you see like the gorilla bodies I have here, this evolution thing. Even I have the Haiti flag. The Haiti flag is like, it comes from a voodoo nation. Or this here I have the Ye song, which is like music again, like even this song "Runaway" is about being an asshole. And
it's also a stupid way to look at it because like the Eye of Providence, the all-seeing eye, that was a Catholic symbol before it turned into like
it was.
Yeah, and search up Albanian flag. It's a Masonic flag. Yeah. Anytime you see the twin-headed
I like this fight.
eagles-
Ye used this for the Vultures album, I think, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he used the German one. Excuse me. It had one head.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's a German flag. But yeah, anytime you see.
Yeah, look.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's
no.
But this is a German. Ours is a.
Oh, okay.
But they're both Masonic. Yeah.
Okay, guys, who wants to fight Goliath?
What would you still watch Alex?
No, I mean,
Was
he
it
was like,
Operation-
he helped me get red pilled originally, so I always got a whole respect to that. But let's-
Some paperclip.
You've seen
He
that,
didn't
right?
call it paperclip. He said our government brought those. The thing he would always say was,
Yeah, but I think there was several waves. There was
it's like 34,000 of them.
yeah, there
I've
was
seen
a
this- you seen this
lot of
video?
fucking
Yeah.
Nazi scientists brought over
On
here.
YouTube, it
Shows
says
it,
Operation Paperclip was anywhere from like 1,200 to 1,500 scientists.
Search engine. The total number of admitted congressional hearings in the 1970s. I think it's
Operation Paperclip.
Frank Church Committee in the 70s released it. I believe the number's 34,200 and something. Look it
See
up.
Nick's take.
There's a
Just
lot.
like I told.
What?
Nick's take about the Matrix that there's only like 100 people on Earth who are actually conscious, and a lot of them are just like souls that are robotic. And even Jung talked about like a lot of people's souls who die, they just walk around unconscious like that. I'm starting to believe it because Destiny is debating on Piers Morgan. We know Destiny. Piers Morgan is huge. Candace, I pressured her into the Nick collab. She's literally one step away from me. How are these world figures, like the biggest figures,
Colliding with us?
Yeah, we shouldn't cross past that easily. Clearly, there's like 100 players, and all chatters are not sentient. They just have no souls.
Or it just
It's-
shows how easy it is to break the code.
No. But if you can see your influence in the world through hundreds of thousands of views and stuff, those 100,000 viewer chatters cannot have the same soul as us. There's no, because we changing Matrix, they're literally affecting nothing.
Well, they're part of it too, just by encouraging it and like writing the tweets and pressuring stuff like that. They're still
No,
so
but
involved.
you can't see their ripples. That means their souls are not on our level. They actually have lower dog-like souls. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but when Nick said, yeah, I feel, he's just pondering, but bro, it does feel like the world's a lot smaller. Like, you know Kanye. There's fucking 8 billion people on Earth. How the fuck do you know Kanye? And people are like, well, he's famous. Like, there's a billion famous people. How the fuck? These worlds keep, like, I'm telling you, I never thought I'd see Gideon, Nick Fuentes, Sneeko. You remember when you did that stream? When those weird streams are colliding, and I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck these guys getting a call? I'm telling you, I'm starting to think, like, chatters are not sentient. Like, their souls have departed. They're, like, it's just an ember. It's not a flame. Because they're not making ripples in the Matrix. At all.
or it's just not their purpose, you know.
But
Like,
that's the thing is like, if you and I make huge ripples, whether good or bad, God's looking at our ripples like, whoa. And when God's looking at their ripples like, oh. Our ripples are like, whoa, what are you
I like to
promoting,
think,
bro?
I want part of the mission of the GODPill. I want everybody to leave this podcast and become more sentient and independently thinking. Because if you look at the,
I think they're zombies, bro.
I don't
If
think
you're
they
a
are.
chatter, I think you're literally
well,
a
it's
freak
our job to
zombie.
unplug them. Because you're
If you can't have no influence in the world, you're
not true.
kind of admitting to yourself that this computer matrix, you are an NPC, you don't have ripples. It's fucking wild, bro. Like, imagine how
but
quick.
you're equating fame to having a soul.
No, I'm equating influence. You always talk about Sketch having insane ripples of gayness on the youth.
Yeah.
You'd never say it about these guys.
Well, that's the whole mission of this podcast. I want everybody who subscribe to this to become more independently thinking
I think that's
and inspire them to be thought leaders themselves, even if they don't need to be famous doing it. And my analogy is that if you look at the Sketch situation, the vast majority of the population does not know what to think until their favorite streamer tells them. They have no idea
But
what
how
opinions
come
to
you
form.
only notice Sketch's ripples in the Matrix? You've never noticed theirs, and you never will, and they don't even exist.
Well, I'm not even trying to bring up Sketch's ripples. I'm trying to bring out like everybody responding to it. Like most people's and almost everyone's initial reaction was, "That's fucking gross." And then they see Duke it up like, "Boy, if you weird, bro. If you don't like him, you weird." Kai's like, "Nah, Chad, he cool, man." But just yesterday they're going, "Hey, yo, what the fuck? Pause. No homo. That's gay." They see an actual faggot and they don't call him a faggot. So everybody's minds, you could see how the entire population is kind of molded into whatever the thought leaders think. And so I want everybody to kind of break out into that and don't follow the herd. Look at something what's going on. And this is why like people think I have controversial positions whenever there's like a mainstream narrative. It's because I know like when a Moist Critical video comes out, everybody is just kind of waiting until they can see what the right opinion is before they hold it. They have feelings and emotions about what they're seeing, about the disgust they have, but they don't actually verbalize them until Moist Critical tells them what they're supposed to think. And that's a trap. That's what the Matrix is.
Bro, Carl Jung said some life-changing shit, bro. I read all of his work. He said most humans choose the death of their soul instead of their body. And that hit me when I was at Walmart looking at people. I'm like, wait a minute. Why have I never thought of that? Why am I just focusing on physical death? Wait a minute. And I'm looking at scripture. I'm like, oh my God, these people at Walmart are actually just, they're zombies, dude. Zombies. They're actual zombies.
Have you ever seen the first zombie movie ever made?
No.
It's called
Now here's the crazy part. The astrological natal chart of World War I is repeating now. Isn't that terrifying? Like, this darkness is coming for round 2. Because I consider World War I and 2 the same war, so I'm not.
Yeah, they are like a continuation of the same thing. Yeah. It's hard to really differentiate them.
Terrifying. World War I, where you're in trenches and someone can just jump in and stab you, and there's fucking bombs going off. You know, they're like dropping shit on
gas.
you.
They tried to fill with their breath.
World War II would be Sneeko, me, and a tight knit group of people, but you have to enter houses. That's so. There's a huge argument of what's more terrifying. I think World War I had the rats and shit. Yeah, I think
rats, disease, famine. Yeah. They had gas. You're in the trenches.
World War II, at least the machine guns were developed by World War II, so you could actually feel powerful. You go,
and then you die quicker. World War I's a slow, painful. Most of them died of disease
and as amputees.
Yeah, right? That's got to be.
But then World War II is like you feel all badass, and the Germans come in with the best technology and flamethrowers.
Blitzkrieg.
Imagine how afraid you are when you see one fucking Nazi with a.
But at least it's over quick.
Yeah,
it's done. I think World War I easily the most.
No, but brutal. We'd be Americans, so we'd be on the fucking beaches in Normandy, like in that movie with Tom Hanks.
I know, but they made that look so like romantic in a way. Like you're storming the beaches, fighting for your country, and then you just get drilled by a machine gun. You die quick in the ocean. The waves become red.
I always find it funny how badasses join the military to feel badass and all that shit. But technically, you're also just playing roulette. Like, imagine you're the strongest. You could do 1,000 push-ups. You're the best soldier. And as soon as you land, boom, you're the first one dead. You know what I mean? Like, there's something funny about it. How you could be the best Navy SEAL on earth, but there's a percentage of luck when they start fucking cutting everyone down at the beach.
Who was the retard to get off the boat first? If there's like 40 people on a boat.
You have to, bro. They push you.
Why do they put people? How do they decide who's in the front? Because you're definitely.
It's always the young guys. Always. Because think about it. You know why? Young guys are not as useful as the experienced guys. You want to keep those guys around.
But you could.
I used to wonder, why are the generals old? Young generals will get you killed. You want the old generals, bro.
Well, how are young generals get you killed? Why the two?
They don't have the experience, right? Like, do you want Napoleon when he started his career or at the end? Well, not the end, but
yeah, not that. What do these guys do all day?
They just write in their scroll that, hey, we need more confusion on the polarities of gender, and on that scroll they give it to one guy, who gives it to one guy, who gives it to corporations and politicians, but they never actually leave their they don't leave their temple. They just write on a scroll, right? And then it turns into transgenderism, but really what they wrote is confuse. We want the confusion of genders, because what Kabbalists ultimately believe is if they can make everyone on earth good at the same time, the Moshiach returns and heaven on earth, or if they can make everyone evil, and they all agreed that no evil can come from God, so evil is not really evil, and evil is a faster way to bring the Moshiach down. So it's like, have you seen Halo? You know Halo?
What's a Moshiach?
Messiah.
Okay, and the Mashiach, but what about a Halo?
And you know the covenant, how they have a self-fulfilling prophecy of wiping out the flood, but they have to kill themselves in order to wipe out the flood?
No.
The covenant in Halo, the elites, the jackals, the aliens, to kill another group of aliens that's infectious, they have to wipe out themselves and everything in the universe. It's a Jewish story. That's literally what they're doing today. That they're sacrificing themselves with us and everyone. That's why they want everyone to be a degenerate sinner and shit like that. Right?
So this is a lesson from the Kabbalah right here about money. It says, Kabbalah teaches that money is an energy tool to manifest our potential into the physical world.
Exactly.
An energy tool to manifest our potential
And that's correct. That's actually correct.
So basically, it's just money is energy.
Yeah, but
It's physical energy.
But to them, it's not money. It's they meditate until someone knocks on their door. Okay.
What do you mean?
They meditate until someone knocks on their door. I'm sure you've done this too by accident, where you're just in the right state of mind that you get the DM knock. Hey, Sneeko, we have an opportunity for you. They're masters at that. They meditate for the right connections, right? So Marina Abramovich, she meditates until billionaires, Bill Gates and them hit her up for a sponsorship. Or else
Is that just spellcasting? How does that even work?
It is a form of spellcasting, yeah.
And I have done that before and it's worked.
Yeah, well,
Like unintentionally.
humans do it unintentionally all the time.
Like I always knew I was going to work with Ye, and it pretty much right before it happened, like 2 weeks. Yeah, bro.
But now, if you didn't have an emotional tie to Kanye, it would have never happened. It has to be watered in emotion. That's the interesting.
How does that work exactly? Because even right before it happened, do you guys remember I did a 1 minute podcast in New York? I was asking people like, "Do you think Kanye West is crazy?" And even the streams I was doing, I was reacting to his news when he went on Piers Morgan, when he went on the Cuomo show, and I started to realize like this is going to happen really soon, where I was going to work with Ye, and then it did like in 2 weeks. How did I do that?
You had a long history of emotional tie to his music.
This is
So
the
you don't
right
have
here.
that tie with 50 Cent. As much as you like 50 Cent, you have a tie with Ye. So you couldn't manifest 50 Cent. You could only do Ye because there's an emotional tie, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you have a bunch of thoughts, they're always going to remain in the world of thoughts. But if it's watered with emotion, it's coming to you very fast, right? And Jews mastered this practice, but they don't do it for success. They do it for power. Like they don't do it for they go right to the source of power. Like Marina Abramovich, she didn't meet influencers. She went right
To the billionaires.
to Bill Gates.
Right, because if money is energy, like why even waste her time making money when she could just be around money?
Yeah,
Just be with the richest people and get all the access that they have.
Yeah, and the billionaires know when they see a high-level black magician, there's aura to them. They just follow Marina around. They know what's up, and that's what's the weird thing. But the billionaires also know that the black magician always, Manny P. Hall talks about this, they always get screwed over by what they're channeling. So they're in control of the demons they're channeling, but eventually they lose control. So the billionaires know Marina is going to get fucked over. That's why they use her. You know?
Who's gonna fuck her over?
The demons she's channeling. You cannot enter these powers without being possessed eventually, right? And for years, they let you think you're in control. Demons, to them, they're outside of this
Realm.
the realm of time is different to them. So if they have 10 years with Sneeko telling them what to do, eventually, like you can easily see a demon, they're in alter egos. Like, I don't want to shit on him. I love the guy, but Yusuf is controlled by a daemon, like Socrates, and it's called Fuzi, and it brings him everything, but it eventually takes over. You can see this with Beyonce. She has a nickname. It's always a nickname alter ego.
Yeah.
And they even separate.
Was there that thing Sasha or something?
Yeah, Sasha or whatever the fuck. But they
So
even,
is Ye an alter ego for Kanye?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that right now. Like I don't know much about that, but I feel like at that level of success, something's always pulling strings. You know? Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I want to continue reading this Kabbalah thing. And to take responsibility of how money's energy, Kabbalah teaches that money is an energy that manifests our potential to the physical world, to grow and to take responsibility to transform it into prosperity for the benefit of the entire world. Yehuda Dan explains that prosperity is fulfillment in all areas of life, and it is the outcome of our own inner transformation. When there is money, there is always a test for us to plug it to the supernatural light.
Supernal light.
Oh, supernal.
Yeah.
What does supernal mean?
Well, basically, this is also kind of this. Look how deceptive this writing is, because they say it's for the greater good, but their greater good is if everyone on earth becomes evil, the Messiah returns, and they just want end game. They just want to play at the end game.
They want to speed up what's prophesized.
Yeah, and all these mystery traditions talk about how. I know it sounds ridiculous, but when the world sins, there are more hurricanes. It's sort of like a tipping scale. Like if everyone's sinning more, there's more natural disaster, and it's like humans are.
Is that why Haiti got a 7.2 magnitude earthquake in 2011 and 2010, but Dominican Republic, which is the island of Hispaniola?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm not God. I don't know about Haiti, but I'm saying
Haiti got demolished. Dominican Republic is right next to it. They didn't get touched.
Yeah, God.
And Haiti practices voodoo. Like voodoo is the religion. They took Christianity and they used voodoo.
Well, even that, even if they didn't practice voodoo, regular sinning tips the scale too. It seems like God made the Matrix into like a big board that could either lean good or bad depending on what we're doing. If we're eating too much,
Zherka, what's your definition of déjà vu? I had it at the start of this pod.
What is it?
Oh, how are you guys using TTS right here? I'm just going to turn it off. Keep cooking. What were you saying?
Yeah, basically, it seems like how everyone agrees. I don't know if this is correct, but everyone agrees that it's like the matrix of free will is like it's being balanced like this, and humans are standing on it, and the humans that get very obese and fat are tipping the sinning scale. Or if they're fucking too much, if they're doing that, they're tipping it this side. And then all the calamities that hit, we blame God for, but really it was our free will choice. You know? So yeah.
Someone says you prefer we get back on money. We are going back on money right here. Let's see. It says Yehuda Dan explains that prosperity. Okay, into supernal light. Kabbalah teaches that everything, even money, has consciousness.
Yeah.
Money has consciousness?
Yeah, so before the Abrahamic religions, even a microphone has consciousness. They say the tree, everything. And a lot of people agree with this when they take shrooms and they start seeing this stuff, which I think is very demonic. I don't think
you're supposed to see those things. Yeah. Sometimes when you take shrooms or acid, you see things that a cat sees. You know when a cat's looking around in a room and it like paws at stuff that's not there? You start to understand what it's seeing I think your brain goes to a different realm.
Paracelsus and ancient alchemists Paracelsus and alchemists, all the greatest physicians, geniuses, they all agreed that when you're watching a hurricane, you're watching little spirits fighting. That's what it is, the crashing of the waves, the winds and stuff. So you're seeing the spiritual world, but you're seeing the effect of their war. So a hurricane is a war that the spirits are having, and that they're always... Yeah, so for you, it would be jinns doing that, right? But that is weird. The Paracelsus, the greatest physician of all time, he said, like, if you turn on tap water, little water spirits, like you're drinking them. And,
The light wants all things good for us, including financial success, meaning you have a right to be prosperous. This is Kabbalah, by the way.
Yeah.
You have a right to be prosperous? What? Prosperity is not the cause, it's the result. When we grow our consciousness around money... They literally believe and grow. Yeah. It's so like, wait, it's anti-Semitic if you say like these people are greedy. We grow.
Money reflects our consciousness and our relationship with the light.
Money reflects. This is from Kabbalah. Kabbalah.com.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And this is them hiding it. This is the watered down version.
We need to, this is a public website. We need to take some of this as like, this is why they're successful.
That's correct. The second one is correct.
Imagination is the greatest tool that the light has given us because with it, we touch the flawless universe. What is the light? Is light God? Why they capitalize it?
But that part is correct. That imagination is the greatest tool God gives us.
We talked about it yesterday. Yeah. Why? Because why is imagination the greatest tool God gives us?
Because it's your chance to use the care principle and see if you fuck up with it. So is your imagination like shitting on Sneeko when you're home alone? Or are you imagining you laughing with Sneeko? It's giving you an option to use the care principle to bring more care and joy into your world. But if you're always jealous and angry of your friends and wrathful, you're doing that in your imagination first, right?
Right.
So it's like God is letting you tune the radio of your life, and you can tune it into some dark shit. And what's funny is I don't think humans tune into dark shit that easily. I think the TV makes us tune into like, I don't have Brad Pitt money. I'm jealous of Brad Pitt.
Music turns your subconscious. Yeah, you're right. If imagination is programming you're programming your actions before they happen, then so is music and so is media, so is everything you attach your energy to.
Yeah. Like a lot of people won't admit it, but the first time they ever had a Percocet is after listening to Future's Mask Off. They'll never admit it, but if you track down at what age they started doing perks, you can literally see the song blow up a year before they started going hard because they were drinking beers or whatever.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Nobody tracks you can track the music and you can see. Yeah.
I remember taking Percocet in college. I had like some tooth thing or something.
Yeah. Were you making jokes when you're holding it like Molly, Percocet, Molly? Percocet, the song keep playing.
Molly, Percocet. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And it's funny because you feel in control because for a year you're just having beers. And then when your buddy says he's got some perks, your buddy says he's got some perks, your other buddy jokes and goes, "What are you, Future?" And then you go, "Oh, Future's
cool." I saw him on the music video.
Yeah, but the repetition was 1 year Molly Percocet in your head, and you're like, "This guy's a millionaire doing it. Why? I guess I'll do millionaire shit." And yeah,
and it worked.
yeah. So that's careful what's in your unconscious, right? That's why I like the whole no music thing.
Yeah, just the Quran only. That's why
We
it
are
always
meant
resets
to
me.
be completely prosperous. This is fucking.
This is again from the Kabbalah.
Insane.
We are meant to be completely prosperous. No, we're not. Our greatest desire is to co-create our fulfillment through raising from an illusion, a lack. Our greatest desire is to
From
co-create our
an
fulfillment
illusion of lack.
through raising from an illusion of lack.
Yeah. Basically, it's fulfilling desires. They say is the ultimate.
Whatever
goal.
you don't have, get it. The negativity only takes from emptiness and weakness, such as complaining, worrying, and jealousy. Every worry is a lack of trust. Lacking certainty means losing our ability to draw sustenance because we then connect with fear consciousness.
That one was correct. Every worry is a lack of trust.
That's true.
God hates worry warts because they're showing the lowest level of faith. Right? I'm not saying God hates, but I'm like speaking like Zherka just to drill it in your head to be positive, guys.
Restriction. Well, I think in the Quran it does say God hate. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it does say that God can become angry. No, you can anger God.
Yeah.
Restriction activates abundance. Okay, and then about this course, Kabbalah teaches everything, even money, has conscious. And look how they capitalize light. It's like the way we capitalize the G in God. They're capitalizing light.
The language is like the light bringer. He's bringing you financial success.
But it sounds like they're worshiping the light. Like they're not worshiping God. They're worshiping the good stuff that God gives.
It's like, why wish on a star when you can worship who created it? They're worshiping like light. Yeah.
When we grow our consciousness around money, we free ourselves. When we grow our consciousness around money,
Worse than I thought.
we free ourselves from fear and attract sustenance into our life, into our lives.
This is correct, but why is this their like? Why is this their 5 pillars? This is fucking.
This sounds anti-Semitic.
I didn't think it would be on their main website. This is crazy. You randomly
Because Quran.com is just a Quran.
Someone sent you this, or you just Googled?
I just Googled it just now.
They're like fucking.
I looked up Kabbalah money, and that's what came up.
If you're an atheist, this is the ultimate religion, bro.
Relationship is okay. You have to upgrade.
You gotta
There's a
go
paywall
locals.
for the Kabbalah.
You gotta go locals to worship.
There's
the
a
light.
locals to read their holy book. Wow, bro. Prosperity principles. What else do we read?
They do astrology forecast. Oh yeah, Jews love their.
What?
That's crazy.
Astrology forecast for them. Astrology is in Judaism?
Well, it's all of Judaism, and it's very biblical too. Like, there's 80% of the Bible is about astrology, right?
There's nothing in the Quran about astrology.
What are you talking about? You know about the red heifer? That's a zodiac alignment for Taurus.
Yeah, but not astrology specifically. I don't believe in like horoscopes.
Oh no, not this mainstream shit. No. But in the first, you believe in the Bible, the first page of the Bible, right? In the beginning, God.
Yeah, it created like the firmaments and all
the
that.
The first page talks about the stars are there for signs for us. So the first page of the Bible is saying we got to use the stars, not how they teach us. But
they mean
there's
like
a way
directions? Like that's how they found they used the North Star to find Jesus.
I don't know. For signs and seasons is what they say. So that's where it gets very tricky because it's so pro astrology, but also it says the merchant who Gary comes up to you and talks to you about astrology, like you can't just trust anyone. So that's the most interesting part is in the Vatican they say is the biblical astrology and everything else is like some pseudoscience shit.
Right here it says in the Kabbalah, both relationships and money are great sources of blessings. Money is a source of blessing in Judaism, but can also bring confusion and chaos.
Well, even in your religion, money is a blessing.
There's no quotes about that in the Quran.
But that's how you guys live. That's how every human lives.
Well, everything good is a blessing.
Exactly.
Like money can be good, but money can be. So money itself is not a blessing.
Yeah. Well, I always tie it with peace of mind. If you're making money with peace of mind, usually 99% of the time, that's a blessing.
You're going to use it
God.
properly, yeah.
But if you're very worried and anxious and all that, and you're making money, clearly you're with the devil, in my opinion.
Zherka, what are some lessons from the Kabbalah we can use to bend reality? That's a demonic question.
Do we answer that? I know a lot about that.
Okay, I want to hear actually. This is what this podcast is for.
How do I answer this with like not letting him actually do it? Okay.
Take the headphones off. It looks bad for the clips.
Actually, I don't want to answer that.
I want to hear. This is the good stuff. This is why this podcast exists. But you guys, I want to see some W's right now from the GODPill people. This is why this podcast exists. How do we use the lessons from the Kabbalah to bend reality, Zherka?
Okay, a dark one would be the highest level. Dark magic is pulling someone away from their true will, or making them. If you've ever gaslit someone very well, this is considered the darkest thing you could do to a human in the mental plane. So if you gaslight a girl into thinking she's in love with you and she actually is falling for it, in the esoteric world, there's nothing worse than that.
How do you gaslight a girl into loving you? Isn't that just making a girl fall in love with you?
Exactly.
Why do you make it sound evil? Why do you make it sound evil? Like
it is evil.
Why is it evil to make a girl love you?
Most of these guys in love are huge sinners. One in the chat, if you agree. The most evil thing you can do is make a girl fall in love with you.
Why? I've done that many times.
You're interrupting her true desire, her family, for your sexual gratification.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not the main purpose.
That's the one we do the most. Like, Chads do that one the most.
But you don't go into that thinking, I'm going to go manipulate this girl and use it.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Why is
every
it the
man does it. Every man does it.
Why is that the most evil thing somebody could do?
It seems that her desire of wanting a family is tying her back to her parents, right? That's why women want that, right? That they're tying back to innocence and childhood. That's why they want to get, wife, kids, and all that. And your level of mental prowess, right, is stronger than hers. So you're leading her away from her literal destiny. That's every girl's destiny. Just so you can dig her down and make her so psychically damaged that she cannot actually have a husband. This is like, let's just look at how many years of her life you ruined. Probably 80, right? So, but then you got to come. You get the trade. So a man's level of spellcasting is so much higher than a woman's.
How do you make a girl fall in love with you?
It'll always be a reflection. You'll always remind her of something back home when she was safe as a kid, right? So that's why, like, one of the girls that have fucked me the hardest, before she even fucked me, she said, my dad smokes those cigarettes. And I was like, man.
And you never stop smoking them around her.
Well, that's the thing. I talked to her. I'm like, you know how dark that is? That you're, like, admitting to me that there's a gap in your life here that's not, you have to, like, put the bricks here. And I'm the cope. She's like, I know. She knew all of us. She's like, I know. And then she showed me, like, I was very like her dad. And, I was, like, getting away from her. But when I got back with her and we fucked, I've never seen a girl enjoy dick that much. And I don't even give you dick. I don't give a fuck about bitches. But, yeah, that's fucking terrified me. That was, like, last year. That terrified the shit out of me.
Okay, what about, they're talking about light magic. What's an example of you being able to use light magic?
That's like compassion. You do something out of compassion. Think of magic as the synonym for magnet. So if you do run a good charity, that's a good magnet, right? That's a form of magic. Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't as evil. I think you watered down the answer to make it seem less evil, so you wouldn't do something. That's exactly.
That's like the number one thing my dating guys ask for. They're like, "Hey, how do I play off her trauma so she falls in love?" I'm like, "We're not doing that course ever, bro. No, I'll pay you this much, bro." And the only thing I'll ever talk about that is you can word things in a way where she brings it up first. God's still going to punish you, though. But usually if guys go for a woman's traumas, there's more psychic guard.
I remember that was the first thing you did when we did a podcast. You just like, you said, you're like, I'm going to make you cry. This happened. You like warned me. I was like, whoa. And then you started asking about my childhood and my family and all this stuff.
Oh, I did that to you.
Yeah,
what the hell?
We had a 3-hour Discord call where you just interviewed and tried to get into like my subconscious and all this stuff.
Oh my God, I did that. My bad.
You forgot about all that.
I actually feel horrible.
No, it's okay.
Because sometimes I just get carried away and I'm like.
No, and you went hard. You prepped me. You told me before about it.
And you know why you would have always fallen for it? Because there's genuine interest. I can't really do it with Myron. I don't think about Myron's childhood too much. But Sneeko, I actually wonder what he was like as a kid because he reminds me so much of my brothers. So I'm like, he didn't have brothers. Like, you guys are different age ranges. So I'm like, how the fuck did he get to this point? Yeah, I did that to you. That was fucked
My
up.
mom thought that podcast was evil, and she like I asked her to delete it. Maybe like it made her so upset.
100% it was evil.
And I texted you and I said, "Can you delete this?" And you said, "Yeah, you respected in me like whatever mothers
Yeah,
want."
because I was farming emotion before a hard hitting question, and to feel release, you admit the truth, right? So I'd be like, Sneeko, you're like this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and I take him into the event, into the nostalgia of darkness. And then I go, but you would have had to know that you were going to make it, even though your whole family said you're a fucking faggot. And now he immediately starts going, my parents didn't really.
Yeah. Even
my
the way you
parents
said that
didn't really
question started.
My parents didn't really fuck with me. You're right. It's demonic. It's hit piece journalism. It's so nasty. It's so nasty.
That was a good stream, and Tommy said he rewatched it many times, man.
I still remember when you said delete it. I watched like
was a long time
5
after.
seconds of it with that Hexer, and that Hexer was like, yeah, bro, you're demonic. That's your buddy.
Right.
Like, I don't even know I'm going that hard.
What's another example of using this Kabbalah match? Some of the stuff that we read just now here. Like I'm reading this now, and they're talking all about Taurus and astrology. Seems like it goes right to the Quran. I call it demonic all the time. I didn't know Jews literally practice it. But what's another good like high level? Well, you just brought up the example of making girls fall in love with you. It's really low level stuff. What about like high level using magic or whatever the fuck that is to your advantage?
Yeah, so Marina Abramovich will enter non-ordinary states. These are meditative states, but when you hear the word meditative, you think of blank, white. That's not it. It's imaginative and meditative, or active imagination, right? It's a form of that. So when she's doing the pig's blood and stuff, she's literally channeling what it's like to be around a Rothschild as she's doing it, and she's pleasing them with that ritual, but pleasing their demons, right, that they're controlled by. And yeah, she can focus so hard till a Rothschild's standing next to her, and then she snaps out of it and no one's standing next to her. Within a week, ring, 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 Rothschild's called. They want to meet Marina Abramovich. So yeah,
what does that meditation look like? Because I remember doing something like, but it wasn't intentional. But I knew it was going to happen.
All
before
these
it did.
big YouTubers, when I talk to them about this, they go, "I've done that." Like, because when you have it recorded, you can see yourself doing it, right?
Like
so
when
if I talk to a plumber, they go, "I think I've done that." Anytime I talk to YouTubers, they go, "Holy fuck!"
There was a moment like when I started streaming in 2022. And I saw a tape blow up. I'm like, I know I'm going to meet him. Like, I'm going to end up in his...
Yeah.
And then it happened, like, in 2 months.
Or check this out. I don't want to, like... This is kind of, like, embarrassing to go into Sneeko's mind, but we all do it, so who cares? Weeks and weeks before. Could have been months, but sometimes it's weeks. Maybe it was months before. Sneeko was pretending to have an imaginary girlfriend to stream with just for content. Humans do this all the time. They have imaginary friends. They don't remember it. And then that mold filled as Sarah. That's 100% what happened. That there's no other way that you are achieving that level of energy, 70,000 viewers, without that mold being done in the mental plane first. And it's embarrassing because Sneeko's like, "Fuck, bro, like, yeah, in the shower, I was like pretending to talk to a girlfriend." And
no, I never did that.
Humans do that all the time.
Not in the shower, really.
I do that all the time. I did it with her. I said before I went on 2 weeks of meditative walks, and I said I'm going to do Dragon Ball content with a girl who looks young enough to where people get angry. And then she just randomly appeared. I'm like, "Oh, that's you were from that." Humans do that all the time. Chad, have you done that?
Do we have mods in here? Bronson, ban Kareem if you can. But
like, Chad, the fastest way to have a girlfriend is to have an imaginary, not a real imaginary girlfriend, but do couples shit. Like, if you took it strict enough to where you're always ordering two meals on Uber Eats, you eventually, a girl starts appearing next to you and it's your girlfriend. Like, it's way faster to do it this way than, or like Sneeko's in a perpetual state of dating because he's in the state of a single man. If Sneeko plays, if he every day orders 2 meals, right? And he goes, "Finish your food," and talks to nothing and plays with the idea, eventually someone's eating that meal next to him. But Sneeko always orders 1 meal for himself, so he's in a perpetual state of single, right? He can't break from that, right?
But how do you speed up that meditation process and that magnetism?
It's different for a lot of people.
How is Marina Abramovich? How are the most evil people doing it?
There's always zodiac alignments for them. Always.
What does that mean?
On certain dates, like the red heifer has to happen in Taurus.
In a specific day, yeah.
Yeah, and they do use numerology, but not the numerology that Gary teaches. It's a little deeper. It's the stuff that I have on my website. It's from Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike, the Grand Wizard. and that numerology is a little more broad. Yeah. So basically, the highest level spellcasting you do is on a 7 day. 7 is like the highest level spiritual number for doing magic. That guy was saying Aleister Crowley and stuff. And then using the dog star and certain stars, that's Crowley's favorite. Or like if you really want to get into this stuff, Sneeko could just look at his career and see what the stars
What
look
the
like.
days were. Musa keeps asking, he's like, how to enter non-ordinary states in order to manifest things.
Yeah, so entering
I
a
believe
non-ordinary
full
state is like Leonardo da Vinci. They used to draw halos around the enlightened ones who would do it pure, but now we don't have those enlightened guys anymore. So now it's just, if you're entering a non-ordinary state in 2024, you're not enlightened, you're not with
But
God.
you shouldn't even want to do that. If you look at the examples of people that are doing this, they're never happy, fulfilled people. They have evil spirits around them. They're around negative energy. Although you should just let God do his thing. Like you have free will. Use it to the ability to see in front of you. But trying to go and bend the reality for your advantage is very selfish thinking, and there's going to be negative. There's going to be negative repercussions to that. It's just better just worship God and then let life play out. Right? I think that's the best thing to follow. You want that good. Even then, you're saying like giving away money to charity, stuff like that. That gives good. What did you say that gives good what?
Oh, that's
Starting
white
charity.
magic. You're saying white magic.
Yeah,
out of
that's
compassion.
better. If you just do good things, do good charity, then good things are probably going to happen too. I think it's the best way to navigate the world. If you invest too much to try to trick and brainwash and warp reality to bend you, you're just going to end up becoming a Satanist. And this is the GODPill podcast.
You're watching the GODPill podcast, and check this out. Yeah, you can use this for counter ops, counter warfare, but as soon as you see the world's trying to manipulate you, and you're literally doing counter ops against it, as soon as you go even with the world, you go, no, fuck this. They were fucking me up for years. That's when you get like, you can't stop once you start. It's like drugs. It's like,
Yeah, you're going to get addicted to it. I wouldn't do that, but there's one video.